They called him the happiest man on earth. But what could make a Holocaust survivor claim such a title? Can happiness bloom even in the darkest corners of history? This book will challenge your definition of happiness. Let's dive into the happiest man on earth and prepare to be inspired. This story is about Eddie Jaku, a man who lived and survived in the era of Second World War, but considered as the happiest man on the earth. Let's discover his story. Eddie Jaku's story begins in pre-war Germany, where he experiences a blissful childhood filled with love and laughter. Raised in a close-knit Jewish family, Eddie cherishes the simple pleasures of life, from playing with friends in the streets of Berlin to sharing meals with his loved ones. However, the rise of Nazi ideology casts a dark shadow over Eddie's idyllic world, as anti-Semitic laws strip away the rights and freedoms of Jewish citizens. As the threat of persecution intensifies, Eddie's family is forced to confront the harsh realities of discrimination and prejudice. Despite the growing hostility, Eddie's parents instill in him a sense of resilience and hope, teaching him to find light in even the darkest of times. Eddie fondly recalls the little things that brought him joy during his childhood, such as the sound of his mother's laughter and the smell of his grandmother's cooking. These cherished memories serve as a source of strength and comfort as Eddie's world is plunged into chaos by the rise of Nazi oppression. With the outbreak of World War II, Eddie's life takes a harrowing turn as he and his family are deported to the Auschwitz concentration camp. The horrors of the Holocaust come crashing down upon Eddie as he confronts the unimaginable brutality and suffering inflicted upon innocent lives. Separated from his family and stripped of his identity, Eddie is thrust into a nightmare existence defined by starvation, disease, and death. Despite the grim realities of life in Auschwitz, Eddie finds moments of solace and camaraderie with his fellow inmates. Whether sharing scraps of food or offering words of encouragement, these small acts of kindness become lifelines in a sea of darkness. Through the bonds forged in adversity, Eddie discovers the extraordinary resilience of the human spirit. As he clings to the flickering flame of hope amidst the chaos and despair, Eddie recounts the everyday rituals of survival in Auschwitz, from standing in line for meager rations to enduring the harsh conditions of forced labor. Despite the harshness of their circumstances, Eddie and his fellow prisoners find solace in the small moments of humanity that connect them to one another. As the war draws to a close and the liberation of Auschwitz looms on the horizon, Eddie is faced with the daunting task of rebuilding his shattered life. Yet, amidst the rubble of his past, Eddie discovers a profound truth that will shape the course of his future: the transformative power of forgiveness. Haunted by the memories of his time in Auschwitz, Eddie grapples with feelings of anger, resentment, and bitterness towards those who perpetuated unspeakable atrocities. However, through a journey of self-reflection and introspection, Eddie comes to realize that holding onto hatred only serves to perpetuate the cycle of violence and suffering. In a powerful moment of reconciliation, Eddie comes face to face with a former Nazi officer who once tormented him in Auschwitz. Rather than succumbing to rage and vengeance, Eddie chooses to extend a hand of forgiveness, recognizing that true healing can only begin when we let go of the burdens of the past. Eddie reflects on the transformative power of forgiveness in his own life, recounting the profound impact of letting go of bitterness and embracing compassion. Through acts of forgiveness, Eddie finds liberation from the shackles of hatred and resentment, paving the way for a future filled with hope and redemption. As Eddie emerges from the shadows of his past, he embarks on a journey of rediscovery, learning to embrace the beauty and wonder of everyday existence. From the simple pleasures of a warm cup of tea to the breathtaking beauty of a sunset, Eddie finds joy in the small moments that make life worth living. In the aftermath of the Holocaust, Eddie finds solace and healing in the ordinary pleasures of life, whether tending to his garden or sharing a meal with loved ones. Through his experiences, Eddie learns to savor every precious moment, recognizing that true happiness lies not in the absence of suffering, but in the ability to find joy and beauty in the midst of adversity. Eddie revels in the little things that bring him joy, such as the sound of birds chirping outside his window or the feeling of sunshine on his face. Through these everyday experiences, Eddie finds renewal and rejuvenation, embracing life with a newfound sense of gratitude and appreciation. Inspired by his own journey from darkness to light, Eddie dedicates his life to spreading joy, love, and hope to others. Through his work as a motivational speaker and author, Eddie inspires audiences around the world to embrace the power of resilience, compassion, and forgiveness. His message of hope resonates with people of all ages and backgrounds, igniting a global movement of kindness and positivity that continues to ripple outward, touching lives and transforming communities. Eddie shares his story with audiences around the world, spreading a message of resilience and hope that transcends borders and barriers. Through his words and actions, Eddie reminds us that no matter how dark the night may seem, there is always a glimmer of light waiting to guide us home. That was all his story. Now let's talk about some lessons we can learn from this book and his life. Number 1. Undying hope. Even in the face of unimaginable horrors, Eddie's story reminds us that hope can be a powerful lifeline. Number 2. Gratitude's antidote. Choosing gratitude over bitterness, Eddie discovered a key ingredient for true happiness. Number 3. Forgiving for yourself. Forgiveness isn't about condoning the past, but freeing yourself from its grip, as Eddie powerfully demonstrates. Number 4. Kindness as a spark. Even a small act of kindness, like sharing a stolen potato, can ignite a flicker of hope in the darkest despair. Number 5. Happiness is a choice. Eddie's journey teaches us that happiness is a conscious decision, nurtured by focusing on the good in life. Number 6. Finding joy in simple things. Despite unimaginable loss, Eddie found joy in family, friends, and the simple act of living. Number 7. Resilience is a muscle. Eddie's story proves that resilience can be cultivated, allowing us to overcome seemingly insurmountable challenges. That was all for today. Hope this video gives some value to you. Thanks for watching.